Welcome, everyone, to a low-level pub replay game in DotA 2 by me. So, a few things first off. Quick history of DotA 2, in case you have no idea. It was a mod, DotA, or Defense of the Ancients, was a mod headed off by IceFrog for Warcraft 3, not World of Warcraft, Warcraft 3, which was a real-time strategy game way back when. And it became really popular, and then Valve decided to make DotA 2, and Valve decided to make DotA 2, and everyone really likes it and plays it. So I'm playing Dragon Knight here, so I'm in player perspective, so you should be able to see what I'm doing, I think.
Prepare for battle.
Yeah, there's my mouse moving. So, Dragon Knight, no, I'll get to that in a second. So, this is made by Valve, like I said. This is the same people who made Portal, Half-Life, Counter-Strike, Team Fortress 2, Left 4 Dead, etc. So these people, well, they can make good games. And DotA 2 is the most played game on Steam. Quite played. If you're wondering about the gameplay, it's very similar to League of Legends, which was also based on the original Defense of the Ancients. So if you're wondering, that's why a lot of the heroes seem familiar. They're both quote-unquote rip-offs of the original Defense of the Ancients, though the heroes in DotA 2 are much more similar because they're made to be a lot more similar. They're made to be pretty much exactly the same, actually. So, I believe the genre is called MOBA. Yeah, I think the next most known one is Heroes of New Earth. I could be wrong about that. Like, there's DotA 2, League of Legends, or those might be switched, and then Heroes of New Earth. Anyway, so I'm playing Dragon Knight here today.
The battle begins.
Dragon Knight is, I believe, my strongest hero. I was a little late for checking this rune. But, yeah. If you're a League of Legends player, just know that there are a number of differences between League of Legends and DotA 2. You can't go from playing League of Legends into playing DotA 2 and expect to own. You just can't. Like, that's what I did, and I'm just acted like a total newbie just like everybody else. And it's just like, okay. Yeah. Mind you, I did have a year gap between playing League of Legends and playing DotA 2, but I still sucked at DotA 2 when I first started playing it. Yeah, so Dragon Knight here. His first skill down here is Breathe Fire, which is basically an AoE nuke. And his second skill is Dragon Tail, which basically does a teeny bit of damage and does a stun. And then he's got Dragon's Blood, which increases his health regeneration and armor, which is really nice. I remember this match now. And we've got his ultimate, which turns him into a dragon, and his dragons have various effects at different levels, which I'll describe as we get into them. So I'm in the off lane here, so technically we should be playing safe, but our opponents really weren't anything to worry about. So I just missed a couple last hits there, but Venomancer is playing the support here, and I am taking the farm. And so I just stunned, he stunned me, and we're not going to get a kill. Now, I will rewatch this replay a couple times. I think, maybe just once or twice. But what I found was we did win this lane really hard, and that's partially because DK is my best hero, or at least he was at this time. I don't know if he still is. But what happened was the Slardar here, he's hanging, like, maybe not at this moment, but whenever he was late coming to lane, and whenever he gets whittled down to low health, this guy, by the way, this is the Slardar, the Adventure Core. Whenever he gets whittled down to low health, he just runs, and he just runs way out of lane, way out of XP range, and he doesn't get any XP. The Morphling, on the other hand, he came into lane, and I think he I forget if he went full strength or full agility first, but he burned out all his mana and made it really easy for us to kill him. I think he just goes full strength at first, so that means he is like, he wasn't regenerating much HP, and he did absolutely no damage. So we just didn't give a crap about him. Yeah, so they kind of lost their lane. They had the potential to really win it, except that I think I don't have too much experience with Slardar, but I think Slardar probably needs farm. I think he's a sort of a semi-carry. Correct me if I'm wrong about that. Yeah, this is low-level play. This is by no means pro. However, this is not terrible absolute noobs either. So I'm semi-experienced. I'm more experienced than this now. My general build with DK is to max Dragon Blood first, max Dragon's Tail Swipe, no, Dragon Tail second, and max Breathe Fire last. Of course, get the ult at the regular 6, 11, 16 levels. Stats level 5 and 17 to 15, or 17 to 25. The reason I do this build is Dragon's Blood gives me a lot of staying power in lane. I can tank a lot of hits. I don't have to worry. Oh, I actually only have 7 last hits at the moment. Huh. I think I did better with DK in later games. This is not an excellent last hitting performance you're watching right here. Veno's actually taking some of them. But anyways, the reason I get this build is because Dragon's Blood gives me a lot of staying power in lane. So I don't have to continuously run back to base, and it also means that I only have to grab a pair of tangos for regen at the beginning. I don't have to grab a healing salve, because this will just regenerate my HP over time. In dire situation, so when I would usually use a tango, I just let this work, and when I would usually use a salve, I let Dragon's Tail work. I don't know what I'm doing here. Someone may have been talking to me while I was doing that. Looking back at this, I'm certainly not doing the best, but I'm not doing terrible either. So anyways, the reason I get... Oh, I'm in trouble here. The reason I get Dragon Tail second is because... is for kill opportunities. Like, I know a lot of people like to get Breathe Fire, but I don't like to do that. Because it's primarily... I think people primarily use it for last hitting in early game, and if you... like, that's a lot of mana, and it basically requires you to either get a Soul Ring or spam Clarities. And spamming Clarities is inefficient because by the time your Breathe Fire's up again, your Clarity's like halfway through. So it doesn't really work. Now, this is what I'm talking about here. This Slardar here, he has like almost no HP. He's now going back to base, okay? And I think he's just going to walk back as well. So really what he should have done here is he should have had more regen in the lane so he could just pop a salve. He doesn't have to run way out of XP range. And I think he goes back like 2 or 3 times. So it puts him in a bind, really, because he really gets denied farm here. So if you're somewhat new to Dota 2, just remember, you always want to stay in lane. Anytime you have to leave lane is a terrible situation. You want enough regen to stay in lane. Anyway, so I like to max Dragon Tail second for the kill potential. I don't really care about the damage. I care more about the stun. So you can just stun an enemy and then whack them a number of times. It doesn't work so well when you're solo, because as a Dragon Knight, your right-click damage takes a while to build up. But if you're dual like I am here, Venomancer can pack a lot of damage, even from early on, just because of his damage over times. So my stuns work well because that allows him to spam a bunch of dots, and that gets us a lot of damage. That's how we forced Slardar out of lane already, and he's back, it seems. And that's also how we've whittled a full strength Morphling down to like 30%. No, I can't click on Morphling. Anyway, so there's a fight going down here. They focused a lot on Venge, and I just went in and killed the Morphling. This was, I believe, a mistake, though, because while that did get me a kill, it also got the Slardar a kill. Mind you, the Slardar had already been denied farm, so he's not out of control at this moment. However, I am in a very good situation. I'm 1-0-0 with 15 last hits and 1 deny. At 7 minutes 40 seconds, that's actually quite bad. It's nowhere near pro level, but for my level when I played this game, it was pretty darn good. And the Slardar on the other hand is like 1-0-0 with like, I don't know, not nearly as many last hits though. So I'm just chasing him away here. Then I come back. Our teams, let's look at the KDA ratio of the whole team. Moran is yeah, okay. So while our bot lane, our top lane's going pretty well here, our bot lane was not. It was actually going fairly badly. Slardar and Slark and Ursa are on the bottom lane. Oh, here we go for another kill potential. I ult, and that gives me ranged attacks, and I'm just able to right click him. And Venomancer gets the kill, and I believe. Okay, so what happened there was I ulted, which gives me ranged attacks, increased movement speed, and it also means my attacks do huge damage over time, which means that Slardar basically melted. The problem is my damage over time attacks cannot do lethal damage. So that's why Veno got the kill there, because it was his damage over time that finished him. My damage over time wouldn't have done that. You notice we're also now in position to attack the tower. My damage over, as an ulted Dragon Knight, at level 1 or 2, you do stupid, like level 1 or 2 ult, you do stupid damage to the tower because that dot just builds up and up and up. So it makes you a great pushing hero in mid-game. Not so great in late game or very early game, but not terrible. Anyways, yeah, on bottom, oh yeah, there I am checking the KDA, and I'm like, oh crap. On bottom, Slark and Ursa are not doing so well. Ursa's got 2 kills, Slark's got 1 kill. It's basically a kill lane down there. And unfortunately, Marana's coming off top with 4-1-3. Here we go again. It's just so easy to get kills now. I'll talk about that in a second. It's basically a kill lane down there, and Marana's just... they're just getting rocked. And basically, since we hard won our lane, and they hard won their lane, sort of. So once we get this tower down, we're going to start roaming, I think, and it's going to be at that point that's like, okay, we need to stop the Marana and the Tide Hunter, otherwise our team's in trouble. Now, with that being said, the Huskar is 2-3-1 and the Lion's 2-3-0, so neither of them are winning by a long shot, but yeah. We knew this was just an illusion there, but we just decided to attack it so that we wouldn't have to deal with it. It wasn't doing much, but we didn't want it to do much. Anyway, so that Slardar has died again, and you'll notice he's now 1-2-0, and I'm still 1-0-3, which means I'm the only hero in the game who hasn't died yet. You can see why DK is my best hero. And the reason he died again is because he pushed really hard. He's going in for last hits. This is their safe lane, so they should be able to farm with ease. However, by them losing it hard to a DK and a Venomancer, it is effectively turned into their off lane, which puts them in real trouble. Veno got that kill again, which I'm actually kind of happy about, because our Veno was getting last hits throughout that whole time, just because I wasn't the best last hitter with DK this game, and so that meant he did get some farm, and so now he's just getting fed, basically. And that's going to turn him into a nice carry, nice semi-carry for mid-game. I took a number of tower hits there. Looking back, I probably could have avoided that by A-clicking a minion. Or, well, in my case, it's space-clicking, but A-clicking a minion. So yeah, the Slardar is took a while to realize, I think, that he can't be aggressive. And there comes our Huskar in for a gank, and he's dead. I'm not saying he shouldn't have died there. I mean, if he had wards, he probably wouldn't have, but At our level, basically what he should have been looking for was... Oh yeah, the lion's down here. At our level, basically what he should have been making sure of was that this guy's gonna melt. Put our Venno on a mega kill streak. He should have been hanging back from us more at the times he got killed, because he was getting behind. He should have recognized that, and I admit this is a hard thing to do. Even I have trouble with it quite often, actually. You gotta recognize that you're not as farmed as they are. You're weaker, and you need to be more careful. Here I start going down the river, and I'm like, hold on a second, I want to get something. I think they had a pizza delivery or something. So this could be a moment. Let me just skip ahead a little. Yeah, so here I'm checking out the bot lane. Our Venno's very fed. What else do I gotta say? Huskar's getting kills. He's 3-3-1. The Lion got killed again, putting him at 2-4-0. What's happening? I don't get it. Maybe I will have to put something over that in the video, because that didn't look like the most appropriate conversation. Yeah. That's the DotA 2 community. On the DotA 2 community, you can draw... in DotA 2, you can draw on maps. So, while everyone's generally polite, occasionally what you get is people drawing very inappropriate or vulgar images on the maps. Anyway, so... I think I just completed my Helm of the Dominator there. I was going to go down the river, and then I realized, wait a minute, I have to go complete that, so I came back. Anyways, so since we've now taken down the tower, Venno and I are going to go roam. We don't really give a crap about top anymore. We're going to have to send someone up there occasionally to hold it, but what we're more worried about now is saving bot, because bot is in trouble. So this Mirana just got held low, but I think this... I don't know.
Regeneration.
That gets me a bunch of mana back, which is excellent. Means I can, I have now gotten Breathe Fire. So I just come up here for vision, at the very least, and see that they're forced back. So I just go in and start attacking this thing. I'm gonna let them get the last hits, except that they don't. Oh no, they got that one. And just work on the catapult. And, yeah. So, Dragon Knight can transition into a semi-carry if he gets a lot of farm. So, I've not got... Let's look at last hits / denies. Yeah, see, I'm actually third from the top. So, while my last hitting was far from incredible, I'm still doing a damage over time here on the tower, by the way. That's why it's melting so fast. So while my damage was far from incredible, my farm was far from incredible, I still had, I still had more farm than many other people. See, Venno was ahead of me, and Mirana was ahead by a deny. Oh, this is my first death. Here we go. I shouldn't have pushed so hard for the Mirana. I was trying to stun him there. I think I might have hit the wrong button or something, and he tried to move over there or something. I'm not entirely sure what happened, because I was in dragon form. It should have stunned over the creeps, but it didn't.
Radiant structures are
so I died. I only died twice in the whole game, though, and I get like... I think I go...
middle tower is under attack.
I don't go godlike, but I go almost get up there. Because DK is a semi-carry, and he requires farm. This is where I'm going with this. So, actually, that Slaughter Dice picked up a lot in the last hits since he's had a solo lane here. But, so what's going to happen is I'm going to get... I've been farming. I'm not too bad. I've got 8 assists, actually, which is really good. Because each of those assists gets you a couple hundred gold. That's probably like, what, 800 to 1200 gold? My guess? No, probably not. Probably more like 600 to 1,000, somewhere in there. But yeah, so that's a bunch of... Oh, I'm just checking out the exact effects. That gets you a bunch of extra gold, which is very nice, I guess. Yeah, and then our Ursa goes to do that. How do we... There. So I'm going to keep getting farm, and... Since I'm good with DK, I will be able to semi-carry in late game. So the way this game sort of worked is I believe Venno carried early game. Oh, I thought that was the actual Slardar. And now I'm in trouble. But I don't think I die here. I'm pretty good at not dying. There we go. Yeah, I got away.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And I just go back in because I have the HP and I'm not too terribly worried about these guys and our current carries there. So yeah, what happened is Venno carried early game, Huskar carried mid to late game, and I semi-carried late game. So Twinkle Toes, nice name there, is on an absolute rampage.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And yeah. There goes our Ursa in a completely hopeless situation. I don't have full HP here, but I'm pretty confident in my abilities, and yep. Wow, Ursa actually survived that. Looking back at this situation, I probably should have attacked the minions there, because I think I have splash damage at this point. So that, oh, he had Aegis, that's why he wasn't worried about going in. I probably should have attacked the minions because it would have blown them down faster and then gotten more things attacking the tower. I think I took the tower down faster, but I took more damage in the process, basically. Anyways, running out of things to talk about. Let's look at our team composition, eh? So we have an Ursa, we have a Slark, we have a Venomancer, we have a Huskar, we have a Dragon Knight. This is very typical of pub games. Basically, all of them have carry potential. Yeah. Okay, so if our Venno played hard support, he ended up carrying early game. But if he had played hard support, the Ursa had gone jungle, then this could have worked. If Slark had gotten safe farm mid, I had gone off lane, and Venno had gone bot. Yeah, I've definitely learned more since this time. We really should have had the Venno and the Slark on bottom. The Ursa jungling, me solo off lane, and Huskar solo mid. I think that would have worked better. So this isn't a terrible team composition, but it could be better. We lack a little bit in team fights, I think. Venno's good for team fights, but the rest of us are a little better at prioritizing single targets. And there goes Venno's ult, there goes my ult, going in for the chase. I'm not worried about ulting, because my ult lasts for like half the cooldown duration. So anyways, lots of stuff going down, me almost dying. Yeah, I'm gonna get away here, because I've increased move speed. 365. Higher than the average hero with boots, unless they have phase boots, they can probably take me down. There goes Slark. Here goes him. Anyways. So yeah, not a terrible team composition. We were a little melee focused, but I don't think it's too terrible. Nice, tanky, high damage. Yeah, overall good. Slark pushed too hard there. Going for kills where he's not going to get any. And the enemy team composition. Support line works well, but if they're going to... Okay, they have two potential supports, Tidehunter and Lion, and then they have a hard carry Morphling, and they have a semi-carry Slardar, and I'm wasting time here, but or maybe not. No, I had my hero moving that whole time. I was just looking in a weird spot. Anyways. So yeah, they had a hard carry Morphling, semi-carry Slardar, and Mirana. The problem there is you have a semi-carry Mirana and Slardar. But I don't think that's too terrible. Why didn't we swap our glyph there? I guess because we were right here to defend it? Whatever. So anyways, their team, how could it have been better? They're quite melee focused. I think they were relying a lot on the Morphling to do ranged damage and just be overall powerful. They really had two ways they could go with this team composition, in a pub anyways. they could either, like, if assuming not everyone played incredibly, probably either Slardar and Mirana would split carry, or Morphling would hard carry. Oh, we actually got Slardar with that ult. Anyways, so we got another tower there. I got the last hit, get some more farm. I have like 4,000 gold at this point. It's kind of stupid. I haven't bought anything in ages, so I think I'm saving up for a Reaver, I want to say. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Another kill for me. Yeah, so, since their Slardar did not get enough farm, and the Morphling absolutely failed, it was really down to their Mirana, and she did do quite well early game, but what effectively happened is when Venno and I went into gank, she just sort of fell apart. She should have, I forget what it was. I think they should have been ganking us more, because there was a time in the mid game where we were all sort of running around haphazardly, and if they had gone in on us then, the Mirana, and at least the Mirana, and even if especially if the Lion had gone around too, if they had gone around and started ganking us, it would have been a lot harder for us, and they probably could have pulled back. Just without a real hard carry, because their Morphling just failed with the whole morph strength, morph agility stuff. I looked at Morphling's profile. I don't think he was a terrible player. It's just that he was terrible at Morphling. So if you see, I think is his name in Villager in Villager in Dota 2. Don't think of him as a terrible player. Just understand that he's new to Morphling, or at least he was at this time. I think Slardar was a similar case. He was a fairly decent player, just bad with that particular hero. Though I did see him make a number of mistakes there. Like, he kept getting forced out of lane, he should have had more regen, etc. Yeah. So at this point I have one death. If we go over to last... Oh, this is going to be interesting for you. Last hit / denies. Huskar's on top. I have 52/1. So I'm doing fairly good. The Mirana is still equal with me, but if we go to net worth, bam, I am rocking this. This is why DK was, at least, my best share. I don't know if he still is. Because I can last hit with him, and I can play him pretty darn well. Now, he is an easy champion, so that's not something to brag a ton about. I really wanted to get this tower. I wasn't worried to take bad tower damage. And then I started attacking the minions, getting a bunch of last hits. Oh, this was a mistake. I should have A-clicked the minion so I didn't have to take the tower hits. I don't think I learned about that till later, though. Anyways. But yeah, so this is no way a match they couldn't win. It's just a match they sort of let me, Venno, and Huskar get out of control. Venno starts carrying less into late game because his damage falls off. Venno's damage is best in the early game, where his damage over times are absolutely devastating, but he's not terrible in late game. I think I've got a heart now. Yeah, because I saw I wasn't carrying, so I'm just like, eh. I think that was a mistake. I maybe should have gone... No, actually, I think that was good, because I think going Abyssal Blade would have been arrogant to assume that I wouldn't die. I wanted the HP, and then Heart would increase my damage as well. Other options I could have gone for... I really like Abyssal Blade and Heart on DK. I don't think I can open the shop in a replay. No. I could have gone Heaven's Halberd. I could have gone Butterfly, but I would only do that if I was really great card. Could have gone Sanjin Yasha. That was an easy kill. That was such an easy kill. He's so squishy at that point because he He wasn't more strength, just stun. Annihilation. And there's me dominating. See, I think a lot of... See, this is where I think I excel. Because my team was sort of falling apart here, and I just came in... nailed them. You notice I let the Tide get away, because I think that's where a lot of players, perhaps even professional ones, I don't know, would go in and be determined to get that kill. Yeah, I'm like, okay, I just carried. How did that happen? Because I'm now 7-1-4, you realize. This is a 6 kills in a row. I think a lot of players would have gone after the Tide, and I didn't. And the reason is because I'm like, okay, there's a lot of other heroes over here, and I'm going to have to push really hard to get that. I'm probably going to come up with teeny amounts of HP. I think it's a bad idea going in there. I'm no longer ulted. I'm no longer just running in as much. So I did find an opportunity to go on the morph. He should be running right there, and he wasn't. Oh, mind you, he still got away. I'm out of mana, so I'm like, need to back. This Tidehunter's being a jerk. Oh, I think I actually die here. Yes, this was also a mistake. So basically what happened here is I now overestimated my abilities. I stayed too long, and because of their disables, and the fact that I can't solo their whole team when I don't have mana, I died. So basically what happened is when I ran out of mana, and I saw that they were respawning, I should have booked it. And, yeah. Out of mana, they're respawning, book it. I'm now the highest level. Why am I on hero level? Oh, because I tried to move to the shop. That 60 per minute. Net worth. I am rocking net worth. So despite the fact that I died, I got so much fatter there. Yeah. I usually follow the suggested items for heroes, or at least I did at the time. I often don't now. I think I sort of understand now when an item is bad for a hero. Like, back then, if I had been playing Bounty Hunter, which I did, and I would have gotten a Battle Fury on him, because it's in the suggested items. No, don't get a Battle Fury on Bounty Hunter. No. Just no. I could have TP'd top here and got a lot of farm, but it's like we're already winning the game at this point. I want to push and win this.
You took the bait.
Wow, that Slark just got away.
Is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Oh, Adventure Core, you so lucky. Okay.
Dire's bottom tower is
I
under
think
attack.
we're preparing to mount another raid on their base here. We're all
Radiant's
sort of
top
flowing
tower
that
has
way.
fallen.
Yeah, there I go, ult. So this is the first dragon farm, the third dragon farm. It doesn't have a damage over time, but it has a slow, and it has a, I knew I could get this kill once my skills came up, so I'm just like, there we go. Got it. I probably shouldn't have gone after that, because it resulted in our Huskar dying, which kind of sucks. But oh well. It's always happy to know that you're the scariest guy around in the game. That Mirana is like 5,000 net worth behind me, which is basically the whole heart of Tarask. So if she attacks me, it's like, it's just like, it's just, I am a heart of Tarask and a few levels ahead of her. And that was a mana drain that drained all my mana. Yeah, this is, I think, one thing I could have done better. Instead of going heart so fast, or even going bracer, I might have perhaps should have switched to intelligence treads and or gotten a null talisman. Tread switching is something I am definitely not the best at the moment and need to work on. But yeah, you notice I came out of that fight with about full HP. might have been injured a little, but Heart of Trask quickly fills that up. Mirana's just over here. I'm like, I don't know if I saw her, but I didn't have the mana to kill her. Yeah, here comes the Ursa. We're gonna Roche again, I think. There's a DD there. We should have grabbed that. Oh well. Pub games have a reward. No. I find in pub games, I tend to be the support a lot, just because I like to wait to see. There, I got another kill. I like to wait to see who picks who before I pick anyone. Oh yeah, and I got the Aegis here. So yeah, I often end up being the support in pub games. Lately, I've been playing a lot of co-op bot on hard difficulty in order to so that I feel more confident in my abilities. Basically, I'm hoping that will be able to own at unfair difficulty eventually, and once I get there, I'll probably find pubs a little easier and less brutal, I think. Yeah. Hard difficulty is hard on. Like, okay, to get an idea of my skill level, I find hard difficulty on co-op bot fairly hard at the moment, but not impossibly so. Like, I'm able to reliably win games with my team. Well, that arrow almost hit. I'm able to reliably win games with my team, but I'm not able to carry. I'm not able to absolutely own. Last hitting and denying gets a lot harder as you go up in bot difficulty because they get so bloody accurate.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
So, yeah. Oh, we're working away on the Nexus here. Victory! At this point, like, I could have gone and gotten a bunch of kills, but I'm just like, let's just take out the Nexus. So, finished with the highest net worth, least deaths. I think I played fairly well there. For my level, anyways. I've gotten better since then. Since then, I probably would have still gone off lane, but I would have insisted the Venomancer go pot. Safe lane with the Slark and the Ursa go jungle. Yeah. These deaths. That's something I'm good at. It's not just something I do with DK. If we quickly maneuver over to library. No, let's go to. No, wait. Library. No, not library. Watch. Downloaded. If we go to this game, Night Stalker is another one of my favorite heroes. 5 least deaths. Died a few more times there. How'd this one go? This was Dire Tide. Oh, of course it's Dire Tide. I don't care about dying in Dire Tide. Who did I play here? I played Axe. 3 deaths. Yep. What's this? Is this a Phantom Assassin? I think so. Phantom Assassin. Oh, I actually had more deaths there. Oh. I think that was a game I just sort of semi-carried in. You can see Troll Warlord hard carried. This something of a bad team composition. Hard carry, semi-hard carry. Support, semi-carry. Okay, no, that's way too many carries stacked there. The enemy team, they Shadow Fiend and Anti-Mage. Other than that, I don't think it was too terrible. But you look at their Anti-Mage. I might show you guys this replay in another video. Basically, in this game, the Anti-Mage just absolutely failed. Got 43 last hits. That's like second. No, that's third least. Pudge got the least. But yeah, there just came a point in the game later on where I could kill Anti-Mage in about 3/4 of a second. Like, basically, if I got within Phantom Strike range of him, I could just Phantom Strike him, dagger him, splat. I got to do that a couple times. Yeah. His name is Certified Midget. Sorry, Certified Midget. Anyways. Yep. So, tell me if you guys liked this. If you did, maybe I will do more videos of this. And yeah, until next time.